Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Miriam Talks About Things. Now, this is episode 2, and I want to start off with saying thank you to everyone who was so lovely and comment on the first episode. I'm very glad to hear that you're enjoying this format because I'm really enjoying doing it. So I think there will be more of this content in the future on here. So today I would like to talk about some books I've read, the book I'm currently reading, some books I got in the mail, as well as some videos I've been watching. To start off with, I talked in the first episode about the book I was reading then, which is Ida by Katharina Adler, a German book. It's a semi-biographical novel about a very famous patient of Sigmund Freud. It's told, or written rather, by the great-granddaughter of this woman called Ida, either Bauer or Adler, depending on the stage of life you are following her. In this book, we actually follow her throughout her whole life, which was very interesting. But my enthusiasm stops there because, as I mentioned briefly in the first episode, it was rather disappointing for me personally. Again, I really loved reading about this woman, but I think the execution was lacking for me personally. It felt to me that the author tried to tell too many stories and tried too many different styles and wrote in too many different tones. It was just, there was a lack of a real consistency throughout the book for me personally, which hindered my enjoyment quite a lot. So that was rather disappointing. I would still pick up something by the author in the future because I think she does have a talent. I just feel like the execution of this novel and the planning might have been a bit messy. You can always go and read my full review on Goodreads if you would like. So after that, I was really struggling to find what I should pick up next. I didn't want to pick up something that is similar to this book. I wanted to go completely different. So at the end, I picked up Queens of Geek by Wilde. And I really, really adored this book. It is possibly one of the sweetest books I've read in a long, long time. If you don't know what this book is about, it's about this convention called SuperCon, if I pronounce it correctly, and about those three friends, Charlie, Taylor, and Jamie. And they go for the very first time to this convention together. They travel from Melbourne to LA to attend that convention. Charlie actually attends this convention also because she wants to promote her newest film. And yeah, it just goes from there. Sort of the story of their friendship. Some love stories happen there. And again, it's just very, very cute and very, very heartwarming. And as I said in my Goodreads review, I think books like this book are so important at the moment because it's just filled with so much joy and happiness and supporting each other that in our day and age where we sort of really focus on the negative a lot of times, things like that and things like this book really are important. So yes, I really enjoyed it. I really recommend it if you want to read something that warms your heart while still discussing some heavy topics such as anxiety and self-confidence and building your self-confidence. I really related to a lot of things happening in this novel. So yes, I would definitely recommend this book, and I look forward to read more by Jen Wilde. Now, on to the book I'm currently reading. But for that, I would first have to talk about who gave me that book. And that person not only gave me that book I'm currently reading, but 3 more. Now, I got a lovely package in the mail yesterday by my wonderful friend Matthew. I will link his channel in the description. I think if you know my channel, you are probably aware of Matthew's channel as well. So he sent me a book, and I was aware kind of that he's going to send this to me. He told me, and she told me also about 3 other books that are going to be in this package. And I was really excited because he told me that it's probably something I will highly enjoy, given my reading taste lately and in general. So the package arrived yesterday, and the book I was expecting was in there, as well as, again, 3 other books. And when I saw those 3 other books, I was freaking out. Those 3 books I would like to talk to you first before revealing what the 4th book is. And the first book I have here in my hands, which you can't see, is You, Me and the Movies by Fiona. Now, those are, by the way, all arcs, so I've been blessed. I think some of them have come out or will come out very, very soon. Now, this book, You, Me and the Movie, sounds right up my street. It's about these 2 people who fall in love when they start university. It's a quick, dramatic love affair, and something that didn't last. Now they meet 30 years later, and they're leading a completely different life, but one person is in the hospital and I think the other works there, and they sort of connect again through the classic movies they've watched. And that really sounds like something I really, really wanted to read. I wanted to find a book that sort of looks at the concept of people connecting to a form of media. So that is just fantastic. Then the next one I have here is stunning, and I'm afraid you can't see it, but that's American Royals by Katharine McGee, which was actually on my wish list, and I was highly anticipating this one. I think this one is coming out in September sometime, at the beginning. The arc is stunning, and I actually prefer the copy of the arc over the final copy, so that's already a win, and I feel so blessed to own arcs because I'm not someone who is actually requesting them. So yeah, I feel really, really blessed to have this opportunity. Now, this is basically what the title says. It's about American royals, and it's told from the perspective of 4 young women. One is a princess, 2 are princesses, and 2 of these other women are people who want to get into the royal family or are going to be somehow part of the royal family. So that sounds amazing again. It's been on my wish list ever since I heard about it. So that's great. Then the last one we have, and another fantastic choice, is Almost Adults by Pantony. Now, this book is, as the title might suggest, the story about a friend group who's trying to navigate through what it means to be a grown-up and the chaos that can come from that. Which is, and especially looking at the female friendship aspect of that, which is actually an idea for a novel I've been dabbling with myself. So that's fantastic and it looks amazing. And the fourth book he sent me is the one that I was aware of, and he was kind enough to send it to me, and that is Deeplight by Frances Hardinge, I think is her name. We are both very excited about this book. Matthew has already read it. Okay, I apologize for the weird break there, but the picture disappeared because I was talking too long and I was not sure if it was still recording. But I'm still figuring out all of this. But again, both Matthew and I were very excited about reading Deeplight. He has already read it. I'm currently reading and really loving it. It's been on my wish list ever since he mentioned it, and especially since he mentioned how much he is enjoying it. So yes, what's the story about? It's this place, and this place was sort of governed by gods a long time ago, before they sort of got at each other and everyone ended up being dead. So there are no gods anymore in this world, but there's something called godware, which is very precious and everyone wants a piece from it, which is basically just this the relics of the god, basically. And everyone is trying to get a piece of it because it's very, very precious. And it's sort of the story about these two friends who get involved in this plot line. And I don't really want to say too much about it. I personally don't know too much about it. Again, I just started it. Just read the first chapter, and the amount of world building Frances Hardinge could put into this first chapter was really amazing. I was very surprised at how much you get from the world in the first chapter, and it was just flawless. It was not info dumpy. It was not, you weren't feeling overwhelmed by the by the informations you got. It was just really, really great. I'm really enjoying it. I love the atmosphere. If you give me a book that is set at the sea or in the sea, I will definitely love it from the start, which is the case. So I'm very curious to see how it's going. I'm very excited to report back. And yes, let me know if you have read any of her other books. Now on to the things I watched. Now I've watched mainly some YouTube content, and especially from two people. The first one is my friend Melanie from Mel to Danny. You probably know her. She recently uploaded 3 wrap-ups from the month of May, June and July. She had some catching up to do, and I was kind of glad that she had to do that because I really, really enjoy her wrap-ups. They are very in-depth and very thorough, and I love listening to her opinion, and I value her opinion a lot. And so I was very, very excited for those wrap-ups and enjoyed them very, very much. She is great at reviewing books. She does it on Goodreads very well, and she's definitely someone I look up to in regards of reviews. And again, I just really, really value what she has to say, and I love how she structures both her Goodreads and blog and her reviews on her channel, how she's able to structure that very, very well. So I really enjoyed those and watching those. I will be linking her channel in the description. What I've also been enjoying recently is April. April's vlogs. I will link April's channel as well in the description box. April does amazing and very engaging and varied vlogs, and she has a great range of books in her reading taste, so that's always interesting because I see books that I'm excited about on her channel, but I also see books I have never heard of before. She definitely also is able to introduce me to some fantasy I was not aware of, because that's sort of a genre I'm not yet too well versed in. So yeah, that's always exciting. And her dogs and her cats, and it's just so adorable. And April in general is such a sweet person, so I've really enjoyed watching her vlogs. So I will be linking her channel in the description box as well. And one specific video I've really enjoyed watching is the one that Natasha over at My Reading Is Odd uploaded recently, and that's based on her plants. So she was looking at her plants. She is a plant owner, which I adore because same. And she was looking at her plants and pairing the plants with books that reminded her of those plants. And it was adorable, very creative, and I love the close-ups of the artsy close-ups of her plants. It was just great and made me want to go out and buy both the books and the plants for myself. So yeah, I've really enjoyed watching that. I would also like to give a shout out to a video I've been watching from my friend Anna over at Anna Reads, which is her Get Graphic TBR, and you will have to wait until the end to see why I've enjoyed it so much, but it's hilarious and I really loved it and it made me smile. So there's that. That's all I've got for today. My voice sort of almost went to May in the middle of this episode, but I hope you didn't notice. Otherwise, just live with it. So thanks for watching this episode, and I will see you in the next episode, hopefully with an update on Deeplight and how I've been enjoying it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the lovely comments, and I will not see you, but probably hear you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye. Not watching, listening. Still got to remember that. Thanks for listening, and I will hear you in the next one. Bye.